the Brand Ed Podcast with Robbie Fowler, episode 32, the 3 Ps you need to position your coaching, consulting, speaker, or thought leader business. Start here. Welcome to the Brand Ed Podcast, the show that helps you position, pitch, and profit from your brand. I believe the chaos and confusion around what branding is, why it matters for your business, and how to translate your brand into profit leads to overspending on marketing, underperforming businesses, and overwhelmed leaders. Stay tuned to discover how to position your brand in the market, pitch your business with purpose, and profit from a life-giving brand that blesses you and your customers. Welcome to today's episode. Before we jump in, I wanted to mention an opportunity for speakers, coaches, and course creators. So if that's you, listen up. I want you to go check this out. It's a mentoring and coaching program, right? So if your goal is to build a business, right, you've got 3 options. If you're a coach, consultant, or course creator, you can either go do it yourself, you can hire someone to do it all, or you can do it with help, right? And when you do it yourself, that takes a ton of time. When you hire someone to do it all for you, that costs you a bunch of money, and it also costs you learning and experience and growth because you've farmed all that out. Or you can do it with help. If you're one of those who likes to build things, but you know you need help building it, then I want you to go check this out. In fact, you can jump in this mentoring and coaching program and try it out for free. It's going to be featuring 3 amazing experts that would be joining me in there. Daniela Nica is a speaker and a coach. This is her Mentormind group. And she's invited my good friend Geoff Kullman, who was on the last podcasting episode. He's going to be in there coaching on some copywriting. I'll be in there talking about website and brand positioning. And then my other good friend Connie Pak is going to be in there to talk about all things funnels. So I would, again, encourage you to 100% check that out if you're a course creator. You're going to, or a coach or a consultant, we're going to be talking about list building and Facebook and Instagram ads, high-performing websites, of course, copywriting, taking a look at marketing funnels, email marketing. I would really, really encourage you to go check that out. I'll put a link in the show notes, but you need to hurry so that you get in on this round before it closes. Again, you can try it for free for 30 days. You just go to monetizeyourgenius.net/mentormind, MENTOR mind, mentormind, monetizeyourgenius.net/mentormind. I hope you'll check that out and join us inside that amazing mentoring and coaching program. All right, so let's jump into today's episode and let's talk about the 3 Ps that you need if you're a coach or a consultant, if you're like a content creator or thought leader, or that's what you're aiming to be, or if you're a speaker. These are the 3 Ps that you're going to need in order to position your business and to particularly to get started. So today we're going to jump in and we're going to look at what those 3 Ps are, and we're going to answer 3 questions. Of course, what are the 3 Ps you need to nail down so you can start your business? Number 2, why do you need these 3 Ps, particularly as a coach or a consultant or a speaker or a content creator? And then number 3, when do you need these 3 Ps? Is this just when you're starting out your business or thinking about starting it? What if you have an existing business? What if you have kind of even a mature business? Do you still need these? The answer is yes. We'll look at why here in a second. So let's jump in. The 3 Ps you need to position your coaching, consulting, speaker, or thought leader business. You know, starting anything is always a challenge, whether that's starting a new business, even thinking about starting that business. Just it can get overwhelming when we think about trying to start out. That's certainly true if you're a coach or if you're a consultant or you're a speaker or you're a thought leader or maybe a content creator. Maybe this is something you're already doing and you're thinking about going out on your own, or maybe this is something you haven't done, but you feel like now is the time to pivot and jump out there and get started. So you're going to need the answer to these 3 Ps, whether you're starting your business for the first time, or like I said, even if you're an existing business. So let's start with the obvious question. Okay, what are the 3 Ps? And I will tell you up front, this episode is going to be fairly short on my end. What I mean is this won't take me a lot of time to kind of introduce you to these topics. Where the time will be is you kind of wrestling through these questions, these 3 Ps, and finding your answers to those, because that does take a little bit of work. So me introducing them to you is helpful, but it's really the easy part. The challenge then will be on your end to find out some of the answers to these questions. So what are the 3 Ps that you need to nail down if you're going to start your coaching, consulting, speaker, or thought leader business? The first of the 3 Ps, the first P is you've got to figure out the people you serve. The people you serve. Now that may sound like, unbelievably obvious, but you would be surprised at how challenging this can be to nail down, because most of us tend to have either don't have an answer for that question. Who are the people I want to serve in my business? But most of us want, it's too broad. It's hard to define. It's hard to nail down. And you need to wrestle through, okay, I want to start a coaching business. I want to consult. I want to start as a consultant, or I want to start creating, content around this idea or this interest or this passion of mine. Okay, well, you have to figure out specifically the people you serve. Most of us think that we do, but usually when you press yourself and say, okay, can you state that clearly so those people know that they are they're included in exactly who you're trying to serve. So the first of the 3 Ps is you've got to know who you serve, right? The people you serve. Sounds really simple. I want you to take some time and narrow that down. Okay, we'll come back in just a minute and talk about why you need them and when you use these. But the first of the 3 Ps that you have to have clarity on is the people you serve. Who are the people you serve in your coaching, consulting, speaker, or thought leader business? Okay, the second P is you need the answer to. So the first one is who are the people you serve? The second P is what product will you offer? What product or service or offering, or if you're a course creator, what product are you going to offer? Again, this seems really obvious, but you would be surprised at how much there is just a lack of clarity around people you serve and the product you offer. It's just challenging to kind of nail down, okay, exactly what am I going to offer? What am I going to put for sale? What exactly do I want someone to pay me money for? It can't be general, right? Just when you put yourselves back in the role of the customer or the consumer, okay, so you stop thinking about your business for 1 second. Stop thinking about your coaching, consulting, or speaker business, and now put on the hat just of the regular, normal customer or consumer, right? We all know what that is like. We don't go by, fuzzy, indistinguishable products or services. If we're going to spend money on something, we need to know exactly what we're spending money on. We just do that intuitively over and over again. And it's such a normal habit or trait for us as customers or consumers that we don't even think about it. We don't think about that process. We're so efficient at finding the exact thing we need that's going to solve the exact problem that we have. Now, we might be wrong about that, but usually we're wrong at the level of, I chose the wrong specific, product. Not, I was totally out in left field and I wasn't even close. So you've got to know, number one, first P, who are the people you serve in your business? Number two, what product are you going to offer those people, right? And you can obviously imagine those need to be a very, very, very good match. Those people that you've narrowed down and you've got a specific group of people you want to help. Those specific people need this specific product. Okay, described this way, priced this way, positioned this way. So who are the people you serve? Number two, what product are you going to offer them? This is particularly a challenge, again, if you're starting or pivoting into a coaching, consulting, speaker, or thought leader, or content creator business. You're not sure. Well, I don't know what I would ask somebody to pay me for. Maybe think of it this way. Like if you had to pick up the phone and call an acquaintance, maybe not a family member, but a business acquaintance, someone that you know fairly well, maybe in a business context from some past business experience. If you wanted to set up a call with them this afternoon and you had 10 minutes to ask them to pay you to do something around your coaching, consulting, or speaker business, what would you try to sell? Okay. That gives you an idea of if you would fumble around for your words, you're not sure exactly how you would say it, then you still need clarity around the product you offer. Okay. So if you called them, describe something, you could feel yourself getting flustered. I have totally been there. You probably have been there. When you can see confusion on their face, right, that they're not sure, or they have a bunch of questions, then you know that second P, the product you offer, is not clear yet. So you need to know the people you serve. Number two, the second P, the product you offer. Number three is the process you use. The process you use. Okay. So you need to know, number one, the people you serve. Number two, the product you offer. Number three, the process you use. There's a good chance that your, product or offering is similar to someone else. So that's why you need clarity around your process. Here's how I deliver this product or this offering. Okay. So those real quick are the three P's. You have to have clarity around those to gain really any traction and to position your coaching, consulting, speaker, or thought leader business. This is where you have to start. Okay. You can't jump ahead to websites, branding, logos, business cards, funnels, lead magnets, whatever, steps that most of us just want to jump to. I promise you, I know from experience in my own business and working with lots and lots of other personal brands just like you and businesses, that when there's not clarity around exactly the people you serve, the exact product you want to offer them, and the exact process that you use, everything else will be a frustrating waste of time and money. And unfortunately, you won't find that out until, you've burned considerable time and or money. Okay, so trust me, you need those three P's. Who are the people you serve? Figure that out. Be specific. What product do you want to offer them? It can't be vague. I want to offer consulting. I want to help them, grow or develop. That's just way too vague, right? So you need the people you serve, the product you offer that group of people, with some detail and clarity, and then the process you use to deliver that. Okay? So those are the three P's: people you serve, the product you offer, the process you use. Now, let's talk about why you need those. Okay? Why do you need clarity, real good clarity, around those three rather obvious, P's of positioning: people you serve, product you offer, process you use? Well, if you're a coach or you're a consultant or you're a speaker, And even a thought leader or, content creator, like you're in the thought leader, maybe teacher, course creator space, this begins to position your business, right? The answer to these three questions begins to position your business. But surely you understand that there still are going to be likely lots of other coaches, consultants, speakers, thought leaders, course creators, content creators, right? There's going to be others that in many ways have a similar answer to you to those three Ps, right? They're targeting the same people, right? So if your coaching business, targets solopreneurs, you're not the only one who targets that same group of people, okay? So that will narrow you down from other coaches or other consultants, but that still puts you separates you from the larger pack. It still puts you in another, there's still a herd of people that do the same thing that you do, that target the same people. Okay. You still have to have this, but I'm just letting you know we're not there yet, because the answer to these questions are critical, but there's probably someone else that targets the same people that you do. Okay. That offers a similar product or service that you offer. Right. So if you're a coach targeting this group of people, if you offer a course, or you teach around to a particular group of people around a particular topic, you're probably not the only one, right? So if you were a consultant that helps people with their brand, and you help brick and mortar businesses or brick and mortar, clothing businesses. Okay, so now we've narrowed the people down, but you're not the only one who does that. So you still are going to have to keep tracking with me, because there's going to be others that do what you do, that target the same people, that offer a very similar product or service, and that use the same or very similar process as you. Okay, so let's talk about that last one real quick. Think about it. If you're a coach or a consultant and you have some sort of certification, particularly if it's from a larger organization. So I'm a certified this. I'm a certified blah 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 trainer, a certified blah 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 coach, or a certified blah 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 consultant. Well, already you're not the only one, unless that's a really unique program and you're like one of only 3 people that's ever been certified in that. So that positions you some, but that doesn't answer the process question, right? The process you use. That answers it to some degree. It does not differentiate you from anyone else that has the same certification. So we still have some work to do, but it does start with at least getting clarity around those 3 Ps, okay? Just understanding that's going to get you way down the road, but we're not quite done yet, because answer to those 3 Ps, somebody's going to be targeting the same people as you, somebody's going to be offering the same product as you, and somebody is going to be using the same or a very similar process to you. Now, here's what I want you to remember. You're like, no, the way I do it is totally unique. Even though I'm certified like everyone else, or I'm in a long line of other coaches or consultants or even course creators that have taught the same subject matter. Mine's totally different. I understand how you see it that way, believe me, because that's the way I see what I do. But you've got to remember, from your audience or your customer's perspective, they're not down there in the weeds to know how your 5-step process is completely different than so-and-so's 3-step process. They're not there yet. They don't care about that much. So while that may be very clear to you, when you go, no, I'm not like all the other fill in the blank certified coaches or consultants, or I'm not like all the other speakers who speaks on this particular topic or subject matter, or who speaks to this particular audience. I'm totally different. Your customer probably does not understand in kind of down in the details, down in the weeds, what makes your process different than someone else's. So we're on the way. That's why I said this is where you've got to start. You've got to start with the 3 Ps: people you serve, product you offer, process you use. Just understand that's a major step in the right direction, but we're not across the finish line just yet. Okay, last thing real quick. So we talked about what are the 3 Ps. We talked about why you need them, because you have to get clarity around these threes or you're going to be spinning your wheels. Okay. And just understand we're still not quite done yet, because that's going to narrow you from the pack, but you're still going to be amongst a pack that's targeting the same people, offering a similar or same product, and using a similar process. So let's talk about the last one. When do you need them? We said we're going to talk about what they are, why you need them, and when you need them. It's easy to assume, well, I already have a business. Maybe it's a successful business, high, let's say it's high, or you broken into six figures. You're doing well. You're happy with where you are. So when do you need to run through those 3 Ps and get clarity? Well, you obviously, like we've talked about, you need it when you start a new business. Okay. So if you're starting out as a coach or a consultant and, or a, course creator, like wanting to sell your first course, or some sort of thought leader, or you're a speaker and you want to start your speaking business, you need the answer to those 3 Ps in order to help you begin to position yourself so that the customer or the audience knows who you are. Okay, so starting a new business, that's obvious. But here's the second one. Anytime you pivot your existing business. So I see this one a lot. You're not a starter. Maybe you're 3 years in, maybe you're 5 years in, maybe you're 2 years in, right? And you started doing one thing with one group of people one way, and now you've gotten more clarity. This will often happen. You get more clarity and you say, the people thought I was serving, I'm actually serving even a smaller niche. Or I used to serve kind of that group and that group, both. And I've realized I really prefer kind of group B. Okay. So I'm going to pivot and I'm really going to start focusing just on the group B folks, because that's really who I want to start to work with. So when you want to make that pivot, okay, now we need to run through that process again. Okay. Who exactly are the people we want to serve? How do we make sure they know now I'm only really here to help group Bs? I'm the perfect fit for group B. Okay. And then you're going to now clarify that product or offering in light of the fact that now you're really just aimed and targeting your business at that particular group of people. And then you probably often need to tweak your process so that it really resonates with not group A and group B, but really just group B, right? You can get finer detail and finer clarity there. So you need to run through these 3 Ps when you're starting your new business. Anytime you're thinking about or you want to pivot your existing business, and businesses, like I said, they'll often do this. They'll go through these iterations where, I don't know, 2 to 3 to 4 years later, you're like, I used to do all of this stuff. Now I want to focus in on this more. And you just learn that through experience. And so you'll need to run down through that. And then the last time is when you're an existing business. You might not think about this, but when you want to launch a new revenue stream around a new product or service, particularly if it's we're not talking about some $39 little maybe PDF or something, but this is a, significant new product or service, something you would probably build a launch around, something big that's going to add another revenue stream to your business. Then you got to run down through those same 3 Ps. Okay, who is this new product, this new revenue stream? Who are the people this one is going to serve, the product and the process? Okay, that will still probably fit under the main umbrella of the people you serve, but again, it'll probably niche down. So if I used to focus on group A and group B, now it's group B. When you want to launch a new revenue stream, it's usually a subset even, right, of group B. This is for the group Bs that have hired, some sort of virtual assistant. This is going to help you, whatever, right? So when you launch a new revenue stream, you need to run down through that again. Okay, who are the people that this new revenue stream is going to serve? What's the exact product I want to offer to them? And what's the specific process that we're going to use in order to deliver that product or that service or that offering to that group? Okay, so that's it. The 3 Ps you need to position your coaching, consulting, speaker, or thought leader business. You got to find out who the people you serve, what the product you offer, and how the process that you use. Why do you need that? That's what's going to begin to position you and separate you from just being another coach, another consultant, another speaker, right, around some vague group of people or some vague, product or topic or some vague, process that lots and lots of other folks would claim because they use a similar process or they've been certified like you've been certified. Okay. And when do you need those? You need those when you're starting your new business, obviously. Anytime you want to pivot an existing business, kind of version 2.0 of your business or version 3.0. And then when you want to launch a new revenue stream around a product or service. Those are the 3 Ps that you need to position your coaching, consulting, speaker, or thought leader business. Again, every time, this is where you start. Get clarity here first before you run to all the other more exciting stuff that we all want to talk about, funnels and lead magnets and websites and, podcast interviews and all that stuff. You got to have clarity around those 3 Ps first. It will make life much, much easier for you. Thanks for joining me on this episode. Now I pass the baton off to you. I want you to go wrestle through these 3 Ps: the people you serve, the product you offer, the process that you use. We're going to pick this topic up again on the next episode. Remember, because we said, hey, getting clarity around those 3 Ps is critically important, but the work is not done yet. So what else do you need to do in order to really position your coaching, consulting, speaker, or thought leader business? Join me on that next episode. Again, don't forget the opportunity I mentioned at the top of this episode. Hurry and sign up before that closes. monetizeyourgenius.net/Mentormind. Check the show notes. There's a link there. Also, I mentioned on the previous podcast, I've got a new resource that is free for you. It is 4 ways to make a great first impression with your website, specifically, again, for coaches or consultants, speakers, thought leaders. So go grab that free resource. I will throw a link to that in the show notes. And until the next episode, go and build a life-giving brand.